Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Good afternoon. Hope you're all doing great. Yeah, it's me. I'm back. We're gonna do some more game dev stuff. Whoa. Hopefully the stream's working okay. God, looks like it's dropping some frames there. I am running a lot of programs at once. Maybe I shouldn't do that. One sec, let me check this out. Alright, test. There we go. Okay, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, looks like everything's working now. Cool. So yeah, as I was saying, we're gonna keep working on Deadlock. I've been making a little bit of progress. Got some basic materials set up for the weapons and the shield. It's pretty cool seeing it coming back to life. Wait, is my camera still lagging? Oh, come on. Let me check some stuff again. Wonder if I need to restart NVIDIA Broadcast. I am running, VR while streaming, so that might be the problem. Or maybe it's working alright. I don't know, it's weird. Check. Alright, well let me know if there's any problems with the stream. Right now I can tell that there are. Jittering all over the place. Let's see. Well, I had this open to show some stuff, but maybe I just can't run all that at once. Try shutting this stuff down. Maybe that helped. Guess it's gonna be time for a computer upgrade soon if I'm gonna be trying to stream VR dev. What I wanted to do today, so I can show you this. I've got all these old meshes that I've kind of like found from like way back. These are very old. Made these, 7 years ago for Route 2, actually, which started getting kind of repurposed into Deadlock. But, none of them are but we didn't have any kind of scale system or anything like that. So what I'm trying to do now is kind of rework them to fit with the same scale snap that we use for McSpaceBiff. So I've got one of the McSpaceBiff walls here for reference. And yeah, so I'm wanting to kind of, go through and repurpose some of this stuff so we can, kind of have everything be consistent like that. Yeah, and so the question is, right, but so in order to kind of do this, it'd be ideal if I could check it out in VR. So I was hoping to start off the stream by importing this into Unreal. Oh no. I don't know if you can still hear me or not. I think the stream might have just crashed. Check, check, check. Hello, hello, testing, 1, 2. Let's see here. I'm thinking maybe no VR on this stream. Let's see, and then I gotta get my camera back. Alright, hello. How's that looking? Is that working? Are we back? Able to hear? No camera? Yeah, the camera should be coming on in a minute. I'm thinking we're back. I'm thinking we're back. Hey, alright. We're so back. Yes, we are. Okay. Alright, well then, I guess new plan. Maybe at the end of the stream, so we'll try this. We'll try just taking everything that we've got here in this file, repurposing it, getting it cleaned up, getting it all to scale, and then, at the end of the stream, we'll see if we can import it into Unreal and hop in and check it out in VR, make sure everything looks right. And if it doesn't, then I guess we'll just do another stream where we fix all that stuff. But I think it should all fit just fine, because we've got our scale man, and he's pretty short, actually. The Unreal Mannequin, I think he's 5'4", 5 feet 4 inches, which is, you know, quite a bit shorter than I am. So like when I look at this guy in Unreal, he's like, you know, kind of not quite eye level with me. So I'd be like probably up to here. So yeah, so this should be about the right scaling. And yeah, short king Unreal Mannequin. All right. So yeah, so I've got these, and these were from the original Deadlock levels, but they have been, so, you know, like just this morning I've gone through and kind of resized them to fit this, you know, 512 power of 2 grid that we've been using for McSpaceBiff. So yeah, I think probably next up is to figure out these panels, like what size we want them to be. So yeah, I guess we'll just hop right in. Just get to it. I always assumed he was like 6 feet. Yeah, because normally in games, characters are like huge, right? But, yeah, not the case. Not the case with the Unreal Mannequin. So I'm going to keep these visible just for reference. Definitely need to scale the enemies and characters because being a third of the height of the ceiling is a problem. Well, the root guards are not the same exact height as the Unreal Mannequin. They're quite a bit taller. We should just go ahead and just kind of darn the torpedoes and try this in engine. Yeah, let's do it. I don't want to do all this stuff and then you be like, it's too tall. Unreal is opening. Cross your fingers. So I'm just importing these all combined, just for testing purposes. Alright, so here is the columns. Basically, it's easier to scale you and a few enemies up than reworking the snap kit scale. Yeah, well, you complained about it, so we're gonna test it now, because I don't want to deal with it later. Way too big for standard wall height. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if it's all that huge. Standard wall height should only be a few feet taller than a 6-foot person. What are you, Frank Lloyd Wright? Trying to make me bonk my head on everything? I don't really have a problem with high ceilings. You know, it makes you feel like you got a little bit of room. And like, I'm looking at my ceiling now, it's, I'm lifting my hand all the way up, I can't touch it. Wait, what do you mean it needs to be only a little bit taller than a 6-foot person? I think standard ceilings are what, like 8 feet? Let me look it up. Standard ceiling height. Yeah, according to the National Building Code, it's 96 inches, or 8 feet. So let's see, 8 feet before I bother setting up a VR, let's just check this. Feet to inches. So 8 feet. Or wait, no, not inches. Feet to centimeter. Alright, 243.84. Off the... Yeah, I don't remember what the vertical height on this snap grid is, but let's find out. So 384 centimeters, so yeah, it is higher. It's a high ceiling, but I mean maybe we just add like think about like how there's also like drop ceilings and stuff like that. Like we could just add detail things to just kind of hang on top of the ceiling. That's not 18 feet. 384. That's 12 feet. Yeah, you're way off. I mean, it's a high ceiling, don't get me wrong, but it's not like a cathedral, you know, like it's high, but it's not insanely high. Yeah, going to the second line would probably be good. Although, I don't know, I feel like in VR, that might actually feel pretty claustrophobic. Let me test it out. Obviously, you're not going to be able to feel what it looks like when I fire up VR. Let's see what this looks like. Let me get the dark grid material. Alright. Save all this real quick, because this might crash. Alright, here we go. Wish me luck. Alright, are we still live? Alright, we're here. Hopefully we are live. Alright, got my controllers. Alright, so let's go check this out. Grab a gun just for fun. Hopefully you can still hear me. I mean, yeah, this feels pretty... Just froze. Oop. Oh, okay, we're back. So yeah, it's a high ceiling. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm not gonna say it's not a high ceiling, but I wouldn't say it feels insane. Now, I think what I'll do next is try bringing it down to the second line like you suggested. Right now the default is lower than you expand up instead of building the ceiling down. Yeah, you could work with it. It's just going to be a bit annoying to have most of the ceiling not be on the snap system. I don't know. I mean, I think we just have higher ceilings. Oh, it's super choppy. Is it still choppy now? Oh yeah, this stinks. Test. And my whole computer's running slow. Only choppy in VR. It's not choppy now. I see my camera lagging. Maybe I need to just restart it. So did that fix anything? I just needed to switch the source around. Okay, so... Okay, come on, computer. And people wonder why people don't make VR games. It's because it absolutely sucks. Come on, man. I'm just gonna force quit Unreal. Okay. Alright. Alright. Let's think. So we are probably going to want to have some kind of... Okay, yeah, look at that. So 4 divisions. And this all works out to be pretty even, so it works out to be... So a fourth of 512 is... I don't know, off the top of my head, but... Hey, Otten, how you doing? Yeah, we are working on our VR game. It's off to a rocky start. Streaming and running VR at the same time is really pushing my computer to its limits. But yeah, we're trying to figure out like ceiling height and things like that. We've got a scale system that we use in our other game, and I'm wanting to carry it through into this game, so we can have an easier time reusing assets and stuff like that. But yeah, so we're debating whether or not, you know, this is too high of a ceiling. And I did the math, figured out just exactly how high it was. Yeah, it's a 12-foot ceiling, which feels right on a desktop game, but, you know, it's a little high. It feels a little high in a VR game. But I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll just kind of go with it, and we can just add like drop ceilings, you know, to make things feel lower if needed. But yeah, so I've got this, so this grid basically works out, so it's based on, you know, powers of 2, so it's 512, and then 4 each, you know, it's 4 divisions wide and 3 divisions high, right? So we're thinking we'll probably use this top division for like drop ceilings. So, yeah. Autumn the night. I'm taking today off from working on my game because they're shutting off the power to work on something outside. Yeah, sounds like a good excuse to take a break. Sometimes you gotta take a break. So yeah, welcome aboard. So I need to figure out our panel height here. So I made these panels a long time ago. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to size them. Let's see, it kind of looks like these might just kind of fit into this fourth. So, you know, 1/4 scale. Then we'd have, so it'd be 4, so a wall would be 4x3, or 4x2 with a drop ceiling built up. Yeah. Okay. But for some reason, why did I make these too tall and not just make it a single panel? That's what I'm thinking. This would make a lot more sense as one panel. Yeah, and if I want them to be doubled up, I'll just double them up. That makes sense to me. In the night, I don't want something to happen to my PC, then shut it off. Oh yeah, if you've got power stuff going on, that sounds like a prime way to lose progress. You don't want to mess with that. That's where having a revision control server can really come in handy. For a long time we ran ours local, so it was, subject to the same power stuff that any workstation would be. But when we rebooted McSpaceBiff, we decided to make the investment in a remote version control server, and I'll tell you, it's been great. Because, yeah, it's like, especially living in Florida, where we get a lot of hurricanes, so, losing power is a pretty routine kind of thing here. So, yeah, having that be off-site, and knowing that, if I'm in the middle of something and, my computer goes down or, suddenly, it's not gonna, I don't have to worry about my files getting corrupted or whatever. It's pretty good. I know not everyone's at a stage where they can make that kind of investment. It is pretty expensive, but it's been worth it for us for sure. So I just yesterday finished Half-Life Alyx. And that was pretty cool. I enjoyed it overall. I did have a few thoughts about it, though. Yeah, what I was thinking, what I found kind of interesting, and we kind of talked about it a little bit before, but it kind of felt like almost like a demo of Half-Life 3 or something like that. Like, it didn't feel like a mainline, Half-Life installment, which makes sense. They're just trying out VR. But what was really interesting was, after I finished Half-Life Alyx, I went ahead and downloaded the Half-Life 2 VR mod. And it's crazy. Like, that Half-Life 2 VR mod is so good. I didn't realize it, but Half-Life 2 kind of feels like it was intended to be a VR game in a lot of ways. And honestly, I feel like the Half-Life 2 VR mod is better than Half-Life Alyx in terms of gameplay. Like, don't get me wrong, not saying Alyx wasn't good. It was good, but it's like, it's not Half-Life 2, you know? Like, just the intensity and, like, variety of action that you have just in the first, like, 2 hours of playing Half-Life 2 is crazy, and seeing it in VR was really fun. And yeah, I don't know, I was really shocked by just how well it worked. Especially fighting the man-hacks with the crowbar. That was just awesome. Like, that, I think that to date is the coolest VR experience I've actually had, like, in any VR game. And, you know, it's not even a VR game, so that's kind of funny to me. But, yeah, but it made me optimistic, you know, for the future of the medium, and, you know, made me excited for what I think, you know, some things we could do with it, so yeah, if you have VR, definitely go play the Half-Life 2 VR mod, you know, because it's free, and it's probably the best VR game out there. Like, yeah, play Half-Life Alyx too, but if you had to pick one, honestly, just play the Half-Life 2 VR mod. It's really cool. And here, I've only played a little bit of it, but I'm already quite certain that it's cool. Right. That's probably a good size for wall panels. So I'm thinking what we're gonna do in McSpaceBiff, we have this setup where we've got like behind walls that have just like wires and like just random details on them. So we can like break off walls here and there and have like, you know, show that detail behind them. Thinking we'll probably reuse that idea, but we'll have like 3 layers of walls. So we'll have like the base wall, and then we'll have like a panel behind it, and then we'll have these panels that we can decorate on top of that. That should make it pretty fun to create a lot of variety. In the night, I don't have VR. I let my brother have it because I rarely use it. Yeah, I've heard many similar stories. You know, people get a VR headset and then they just don't really find anything to play. So it just kind of gathers dust. It's too bad. I think, in large part, that's just because, you know, we haven't had enough cool VR games. You know, it's like, it's not worth the hassle for, like, the quality of games that are available. Yeah, so, yeah. Hopefully we can change that situation. Maybe when we get Deadlock further along and we start moving toward a closed beta or alpha test, maybe you can get it back from your brother, dust off the old VR, and, you know, tell us what you think. Harrison, back for a bit. Coworkers like to wait till I go on lunch to call me and slam me with more work. Oh yeah, that's office life. I know it well. So Harrison, what we were talking about, basically I've got these wall panels sized down to be a quarter, so 4 divisions on the base and 3 divisions vertical. So yeah, what I'm thinking is basically we'll just be able to have our base wall, put these on top of it, and then if the ceilings feel too high, then we can add like a drop ceiling that'll just kind of cut off this top third. But with that way we can at least still keep everything on the same grid. What do you think? Sound like a plan? Cool. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best way to do this. Also, I have a feeling once you start actually working on levels, you're going to be like, this is too high, and then you'll, kind of realize, like, how far out of your way you have to go to lower the ceiling, and you'll just be like, I guess it's not too high after all. That's my prediction. I really don't think anybody will complain about the ceiling. Like, it's better for the ceiling to be too high than for it to be too low, because it doesn't feel good to be all claustrophobic and like have the ceiling right there. It's like you want a little bit of space. Okay, Otten, got your power back for the day, so I guess that means you're taking off. It's nice having you. You're welcome to hang out and chill with us while we work, but I get it if you've got work to do. I miss a lot of Harrison's streams because I gotta do work too. There's just not enough hours in the day to watch streams and get work done, unfortunately. Oh, real. Yep. Right. Cool, so we got now we've got three columns and we've got 3 panels. We've got these little bolts. Save those for a rainy day. All right. Let's see, so I was saving this. I've got these, this is kind of like an alternate version of this. This is like a, a side rafter kind of thing that you could put on an edge. And then we've got this, which is the same thing, but more intended for like ceilings. So this could be a pretty good, like, kind of key piece for those drop ceilings we were talking about. Maybe it kind of goes like here, and then you've got like some panels that go along between them. Oh yeah, I need to find... I had a whole lot of different floor panels that I need to track down. Similar to these, but a little bit different. Oh, and you know what? Actually, no, these are fine. These are the same size. Yeah, cool. So we can use these as floor panels in a pinch. Yeah, we'll probably want a separate kind of thing for the ceiling, but just to prove the concept, these will probably do something like this. Those beams are good. We'll match the height of the walls with minimal effort. What do you mean? sure what you mean by that. The beams to the left of the wall. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, oh, yeah, you're talking about just all of these in general. Yeah, that's the idea, is that we can just kind of come in and they'll be on the snap kit and you can just kind of close off a wall, make a corner. Once they're height matched to the wall height, they're good to go. They are matched. See, they're the same height. Or wait. This one is just a little bit off. Now they're matched. Ooh. Oh yeah, then this is something else I was messing around with, is kind of designing these so they have a separate front and back. So you could actually like turn it around and use it as a separate design. Just get a little more mileage out of our assets. I'm gonna go grab my water. Looking forward to some cyberpunk style environments and industrial stuff. Heck yeah. Yeah, and a lot of these that we've got left over from our unfinished Route 2 stuff is pretty cool. Pretty cool, like cyber industrial sort of stuff. Like this, I kind of like this piece. And these shutters, these are pretty cool. Random, like, you know, pipes. Fan. This looks straight out of Half-Life. What else have I got? Oh yeah, and then this. I don't know what this was even supposed to be, but it looks pretty cool. This looks honestly just like something you'd have in VR, like a handle you like reach out and turn, or like a base for a button or something. Well, yeah, it's nice. We don't have to totally start from scratch here. We've got a lot to kind of play with. Oh yeah, and then this thing. Not sure what this was supposed to be either. Some kind of electrical junction box or something. Yeah, all this stuff is a pretty good start, and then I know there's some more stuff too. I've been, you know, digging through my files and finding what I can and importing it. Let's see, what should we focus on next? Got some columns, got some panels. I don't know what this was supposed to be, just some kind of little detail. And same for this, like I think this is just kind of like a general little like power port that we could like snake cables through. It's pretty cool. Maybe I'll work on these guys. These are sort of interesting. Tricky scale. Actually gotta hop off for a couple minutes. I'll be right back though. Yeah, just sit tight and I'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, let's see. I'm trying to figure out the best way to position these, like, shutters. Because I want them to fit in the grid. Obviously I wasn't really thinking about that when I designed them, because it's got this weird, like, side piece. I'm thinking of just deleting it. Just reworking it as a straight panel. That's probably the way to do it, honestly. This one's good because it's square. Yeah, but then they're also like, don't really want them to be huge. I think what I might need is to subdivide this again. Yeah, and make these match to like kind of like a subgrid. That might be a good way to do it. I'm thinking best to just keep it simple. That original design is just overthought. A lot of those old models I made, you can just kind of tell my goal was to make something that just conclusively proved I knew how to model, right? Rather than focusing on what would be a good design. Hey, welcome, Sim Cook. Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. Yeah, how's everybody doing? We're doing great. We are doing some modeling. We're making environment kit pieces for Deadlock. Upright and above ground. Yeah, sometimes that's all you can hope for. Yeah, so what we're doing is I've got files from, nearly 10 years ago that, all these greebles that I made for Route 2 that never saw the light of day. Some of this was repurposed into Deadlock. In fact, yeah, let me open up. I want to open up the old Unity build just to kind of show it in context. But so basically what we're trying to do now is take these old kit pieces and, you know, kind of use them to start a new library of pieces for our Deadlock environments, you know, which are going to be a lot more like what we were starting to work on. So yeah, this, I think you may have seen this before. I think I've shown you this. But yeah, so you can see these are the same pieces, right? And yeah, so I'm wanting to kind of rework these. This wasn't built on any sort of like standard grid. It was just something I kind of made up as I went, which isn't what we want. So we want to rework this, make it into a nice grid. And yeah, then we can start, you know, utilizing some of our existing tech to kind of make this stuff work right. Lunch is over. Got absolutely obliterated by coworkers harassing me and calling me the moment I set my status to lunch. So that's how Harrison's day is going, yeah. Environment greebles popping off, heck yeah. I really liked the way. So yeah, this was kind of an interesting phase, I guess, in my 3D modeling journey where I feel like I was starting to really kind of get it. And yeah, I've got some models in here. Oh yeah. Oh wow, I forgot about this little hallway. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I was making these like ammo crates. This thing. I'm still proud of this thing. This little ammo box. But so yeah, so it was this kind of weird phase in my 3D modeling journey where it was like I was getting pretty good at modeling, but because of that, I feel like I sort of lost the like art direction idea, right? So like this stuff, it's well modeled, but it's like it's got no personality, you know. It's literally just like the ammo box that I have in my closet, you know. I just, you know, pulled it out and just modeled it, right? Whereas like a lot of the stuff in the older Root builds was much more like creative. So I'm trying to kind of go through some of this old stuff, find some stuff that I can take, you know, and repurpose, and bring back that like original kind of art direction idea. So yeah, I gotta find these pipes. I gotta find like these look pretty cool. These floor mats. Try to bring that in. See if I can find those and bring them in. And yeah, a lot of this stuff is definitely usable. But yeah, a lot of it's gonna need to be reworked. Today Will dual streams with 10 years ago Will. Yeah, so true. That ammo box made its way into Denizen. Nice. Yeah. I think I remember that. It was good. It's just like, it's like, why did I not just buy this? You know, like I could have just gone online and just bought like, you know, World Modern Combat Weapons Pack or something and just been done with it. But oh well, I guess it was good experience. So yeah, so some of this stuff is in this file. Yeah, this should look familiar. It's this right here. And yeah, we've got a panel here. Got it right there. But we're rescaling it and we're making it fit the Fortnite snap system actually. So yeah, should be good. So now I'm trying to figure out what to do with these shutters and vents. Trying to figure out the best way to, you know, fit them to this scale. But yeah, oh yeah, what I was saying was, did I completely delete that? I guess I did, but basically this had like this really detailed, like weird shape coming off the side, and it's like, you know, that's not good. Like it was good. It looked cool and it was a cool model challenge, but it's like, it's not what I need. Like I need this stuff to be able to fit like square and gridded, you know, like Legos. Because you're a craftsman. I guess you're probably referring to why I didn't just, you know, buy the stock ammo box. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely did want to build everything myself. And it was good to learn, you know, and now I know, like now I feel like less of a, honestly, I haven't even bought any stock models for anything, but were I to, like if for some reason we were like, this game needs to have an AK, then I'd feel pretty comfortable just going and buying an AK, because, you know I can model one of my own. Like, you know, like I've got no doubt at all that I can do that. So I wouldn't feel like a cheater if I bought one. But also kind of what I've sort of come to realize, especially with McSpaceBiff, what I've kind of come to realize is I actually think I don't want any kind of like just real items in the game. Like I don't want an AK because it's not original, you know? And something like a weapon is such a important part of a game. It's like that's where we should be putting our visual design like first, right? So like, you know, sourcing an AK or something, and like well, you know, like it's not like I would just be choosing the AK because I'm being lazy. It's like, you know, I genuinely think AKs are awesome, you know, so I would like to have one in my game. But I've kind of started to realize it's kind of like a wasted opportunity. Because, you know, there's AKs in other games, right? If you want to play a game with an AK, just go play literally any game. We have an opportunity in our game to make something, a gun that you've never seen before, right? And so yeah, so I think that might be becoming like a core design principle of mine, is like no real weapons. Or like at the very least, if it's inspired by something real, it's got to be like kind of loosely inspired. Person, if you are still watching, I could use your thoughts on if you think this is a good size for like shutters. I'm trying to find a good scale that's going to be like, you know, feel good and give enough room to like look through if they were to open theoretically, but also not take up too much space, but also not be too tiny. Yeah, that's not to say we can't work in the designs of something real, but it's not going to be just insert gun name. Yeah, and if it is, if we're just like, I don't know, if we're just like, oh, we just have to have an AK, then I'm not going to model it. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of good AK models out there. Like the last gun I made for Denizen, which was the best gun I ever made, was the MP44, and I'm still really proud of that model. But you know, it's not the best MP44 model that's ever been made either. It would have been more fun to make it like, give it some kind of twist. Okay, so back to the shutters. Are they all gonna open at once? I don't know. I don't know if they're even gonna open at all. Well, I did have... So like I said, this was just in this file from 10 years ago, right? We must have had some kind of idea. I had them just modeled, closed, and opened. Just two different versions. Maybe they don't open? Maybe it's just kind of there? Yeah, that's a good point. Harrison's talking about how in Denizen we did have this really odd submachine gun that is a real gun called the Vahan, and it is a real weapon. I think it was made by like a Serbian company or something. But yeah, it was just this weird SMG. It wasn't an SMG, technically. It was an assault rifle, but it was like kind of like a competitor to the AK, but it's just kind of got a unique look to it. And so yeah, so we had that in Denizen, and that I feel more comfortable taking like odd kind of historical oddity weapons and bringing them into a game unedited, because odds are you haven't played a game with a Vahan in it before. That's a pretty unique weapon. So that's always, I think that's fine to find like kind of odd guns, like the pistol in Deadlock. It's a Walther. It's like a concealed carry Walther, but it's like scaled up, and it's got a weird like flashlight attachment that I think I might have made up. But it's a real gun, but it's got this kind of like made up attachment on the fore end, and that kind of makes it like feel a lot more like a sci-fi blaster. There it is in the Root video. But yeah, so that's a real gun, but it kind of has a unique look because of some changes that we made. And same for the Root shotgun, actually. It's a Remington 870, but it's got this like made up rail that's like just really, really long, just a mile long, rail. And it, kind of changes the vibe and makes it feel more sci-fi. Let's see. McSpace Biff is so much its own world. Having all that world-tailored stuff really adds to it. Yeah, definitely. There won't be any AKs in McSpace Biff, but the SMG is inspired by the AK. It's got the same kind of wooden furniture, and it kind of looks AK-ish, and it's inspired by a real gun too. But it's got its own twists. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I want to move more to. Is I want to make new weapons that are like original and crazy and ridiculous, but that draw from reality. Like they're not ridiculous in the sense of like a gun that shoots a spread of bouncing projectiles or something. They're plausible. Yeah, it would feel weird to see an AK. Mild one, I need to see the vents open, and from the height of the player to tell for sure. Well, I tried going into VR earlier, and it destroyed the stream. But here. Get you... This is the best I can do for you right now. Something like that. They look good closed. Yeah, maybe we just leave them closed. Keep it simple. Is Denizen on itch, MSimCook? Yes. Yeah, Denizen is on itch. Have you played it? If you haven't, you definitely should. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, although it is old by now. Yeah, mild one. Having a game with cohesive art style is very difficult, but worth it. I agree. And yeah, we were in this phase when we were at the end of Deadlock back in 2016, where it was like... Because our art style kind of spawned from the fact that I couldn't model something realistic, because I didn't have the skill. So everything was very, like, you know, kind of interpretive and, you know, just really rough and loose. But then I kind of reached this point where it was like, okay, I can actually model some pretty realistic, like, kind of digital twin level stuff. And so then we kind of lost the art style a little bit, you know? So yeah, now I think we're bringing it all back together. Oh wow, Imsim Cook never played Denizen, but now that I have an actual computer, I can. You're in for a fun ride, I think. Yeah, mild one. You see so many games with conflicting styles, and it's jarring. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the art style should be like, you know, key, like priority. See, so does this look like good? Like a good scale for these kinds of details. Let's see, they don't quite match up, do they? I'm thinking whatever size these are, they should kind of like fit like in the, like you should be able to like kind of, that's the rule of thumb. You should be able to sort of like block out the whole wall with them if you wanted. See, Imsim Cook. I made a rule, no downloading games until I've gotten progress in Unreal, but I'm gonna break my rule for that and make Space Biff. That's fine. Mild one. One of the things I didn't care for in Breath of the Wild, like you'd have cel-shaded characters and then normal mapped semi-realistic terrain. It felt lazy. Oh yeah, you're trying to call down a firestorm on yourself, aren't you? All the Breath of the Wild fans are gonna come out of the woodwork and roast you. But yeah, honestly, I never played it. Don't have any. I don't have a Nintendo, or you know, never did. Don't have one now. Kind of missed the boat, so I doubt I ever will. But yeah, I was. You know, I saw it and I was like, eh, whatever. Looks like a kid's game. Cool. It's like Dark Souls for kids, I guess. Trying to figure out a way to make this kind of fit the right scale. It's too narrow. That's what I want. I want it to be able to be like, you know, add up to be the same. Mm. Maybe this would work better if it was scaled like this. And then we could have some like half panels to fill in the gaps. What do you think, mild one? Is that gonna work? So then we could have just a one level, like you know, an 1/8 width piece to fill in, and these could go there. That looks about right. That's probably a good size. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then it'll be easy to construct like a full wall out of it. Or you could leave those sides blank. Only problem would be if you wanted to have it have a low roof. I guess I could make like a half-size version of this though. Just have a couple different versions for different sizes. You think the window panels should fill the whole gap? What do you mean? You mean like go all the way to the bottom? Trying to make this so it's like all evenly subdivided and gridded. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Quarter pieces. 2 by 3. Is that not what I've got here? Let me see. So this is 512 by, I forget what the vertical is. But see, each one of these is a quarter. See, so there's 4 divisions horizontal and 3 divisions vertical. Each one of these panels is 1 by 1, these are 1 by 2, and then these are 1 by 2, so they're the same size as like this double panel. But I think if they were here, they'd be too high, and if they're here, they'd be too low. See what I'm saying? They should be touching if they're true quarter pieces. Oh, well, I'm just blocking. I'm just trying to get a feel for like the size. Like I'm still just playing with it. They're not like snapped yet. But this, I'm thinking we'll have like wouldn't it make sense to have a half piece to be able to, you know, offset them like that, have them more in the middle? Yeah, they are 1 by 2. See? 1, 2. Are you literally talking about the gaps? Because I'm gonna fix that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so yes, so this is a good size for these. But what do you think about having like a half piece to fill the top and the bottom? Them being in the middle is correct. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, and this is good and simple. And then build a half-piece version. So yeah, that'll be the piece that'll like be able to just kind of fill here and here. Nice. Yeah, this is good to be able to kind of go through this live, get it right on the first try. I hate reworking this kind of stuff after it's done. Oh, design the shutters to where there's a 1x1 shutter for low ceilings. Do you mean so like it literally fits like in one of these like panel sizes? Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I think that makes sense. It'll basically be the size of a single panel. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so now we've got this vent piece. I need to clean it up a little bit, but it fits in there, and we can offset it down half. Yeah. You know, I mean, honestly, this is like, I made this so long ago, I'm not that attached to it. Okay, alright, well, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time. It sounded kind of dark. What did I say? This ought to look pretty cool when it all comes together. Something I want to rework a little bit is making everything a little thicker. Especially in VR, it's really important to keep things thick so that they don't get too aliased. Releasing is always a problem, but it's especially a problem in VR. We probably won't be actually using these kits quite this way. Like, you won't be able to, like, we're not just going to be like totally covering wall to wall with them. But instead, what we'll probably do is, use them like to kind of accent like simpler like walls. that'll work pretty well. Alright, that's pretty decent, I'd say. So now we can go and delete those originals. Oh yeah, here they are. So yeah, see, that's just needlessly overcomplicated. There, just get rid of that. And same for that. Nice. Yeah, I want to just keep everything equal. Alright, yeah, and then it'll be easy to just go through and just build levels and just dress it up with these panels. Let's see. Got a bunch of this stuff. This I'm just gonna get rid of. That's nothing. This could maybe be another pillar. And I also have this like garage door kind of thing. Got a couple things like that, I think. Oh yeah, and what happened to the other door that I pulled out? Where did that go? Welcome back, MSim Cook. Sorry to hear you're having some technical troubles. Nothing with the stream, I hope, right? You haven't missed a whole lot. I've just been sort of organizing this file, trying to kind of think through what I'm doing. Got these shutters finished up. They're looking pretty good. I think I'm just going to keep them probably closed for the time being. Maybe I'll just have like a separate, like, open mesh like that. We can use them if we've got a reason to. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun seeing like these kind of kit bash kits. It's kind of like having like a little train set or something to play with. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, just signal troubles. Yeah, honestly, the idea here is basically to emulate Lego, right? It's like every Lego piece fits on a grid a certain size, no matter how detailed it is. That's kind of what we're going for here. And so this is our main grid. This is kind of like our base unit of space. We got this, kind of 4x3 sort of spacing, and yeah, then we just make stuff that fills it. And if we want to make a lower hallway, then we can drop the ceiling down one grid unit, and yeah, otherwise just leave it as is. So yeah. Kinda getting there. But yeah, when I made all this stuff, I didn't have any plan like that, I was just sort of winging it. And it would have been much better to have a plan. So remember how we were talking about having a half piece, so that we could, build put these like shutter pieces in the middle. In fact, let me use a shutter piece just for the sake of being clear. I probably don't want that to be right at the top. I probably want it to be more like that. So this piece here is almost perfect. And of course I'll have a more simple version too. Yeah, but see, I did all this stuff like that. That detail's too small. There's no reason to have this. Little inset piece is just wasting space. But the rest is pretty solid. Well, I think this should be filled. And this little inset is kind of a waste. That's too small. You'll never be able to see that kind of detail. Or if you do, it's just going to create aliasing problems. So yeah, I think that'll work. Same principle here. Don't think we need this. Yeah, another advantage to working on the grid is you can always get to the center point easily by just dividing again. Pretty helpful. For those of you who are just now turning in or tuning in, we are doing some modeling, building an environment kit for our game. It's going to be a kind of VR wave defense sort of a thing. And yeah, it should be fun. Started this game a long time ago, kind of like a hobby project. And now we're seeing if we can seeing what else we can do with it. Kind of bring it back a bit, take it up a notch. think that's gonna look pretty cool. I think, in fact, might even be a good time to start bring it into the engine. Yeah, let's give that a try. Don't think I'm gonna try actually running VR though. So I'm gonna open up Unreal and hopefully the stream survives. Unreal is loading. Alright, here we go. Get rid of all that. I think I'll make a new level. I just copy this one. So I'm just trying to make a little space to test this stuff out in. Alright, so just making some folders to put my FBXs in. Yeah, I need to make all this stuff. I think I need to move all this stuff to the middle, don't I? Let's just see what happens. Yeah, that's annoying. So pivot is always going to be at the world origin. So I gotta do this. Kind of stack everything up at the world origin so that it'll all come in with the pivot at the right spot. Panels, and since these are all one mesh, I can actually utilize Unreal's multi-import. Oh, and you know what else? Yeah, there's something else I want to do. Alright, import this first. Turn off combined meshes. And yeah, create new materials. Okay. So now we've got our Neon Enviro A and B, and our panels. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to set up some base materials. Yeah, so actually, okay, I'm kind of doing all this out of order, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to call this MI, so for material instance. And then, same here. Okay. So yeah, Unreal does it this way. It makes materials, but I want material instances. And I'm contemplating having some, like, a little more texture than we had in the original Deadlock. Basically because texture makes it easier to see, like, makes it easier to see stuff, like perceive depth in VR. Okay. So to that end, I'm probably going to want a separate environment material. Okay, and you know what else? Okay, let's Yeah, okay, let's do a little bit of groundwork here. So this will be our main color, or call this main glow color. Pick some kind of a blue. And this is going to be going to our intensity, so... Or, sorry, to our emission. But we want intensity, so... Intensity... Default it to 1, so that won't do anything, but it'll give us the ability to kind of pump it all up. And... yeah, okay. Now, I also have this idea to be able to kind of make things get darker. But we don't want to rely on actual lighting for that, so what I'm going to do is create a material parameter collection. Call that MPC environment base. We're going to have a scalar called environment brightness, and we'll default it to 1. Alright. Now, how do I look that up? Gotta remember how to actually pull this thing in. Let me just drag it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so just reference that. And the parameter we want is environment brightness. And we're going to multiply that by our glow color scaled by intensity. And since we default it, since this is 1 and that's 1, these aren't going to do anything, but they're going to give us levers to play with later. So save that. Alright, so this is our environment base. Now I also want a base color, which will be not quite black, but pretty dark. Alright, good. Now, the last thing I need is, this is just glowing all over, which isn't what we want. I want some Fresnel, or Fresnel. It's a French word. And I want to make these parameters. Actually, let me default them back to what the Fresnel node defaults to. Okay, and then, yeah, so what I want to do here is lerp, which basically just means mask, between my color and 0 by my Fresnel, and then multiply that overall scalar. There we go. So now we've got our base color showing here, and then we've got our glow around the edges. Okay. All we need now are some simple controls for our specular roughness and our metallic. And I'm not too concerned with getting these numbers dialed in because this is just our base material. We will override them all in our instances. Perfect. And then I think eventually I'm gonna add some kind of texturing to this, but I'm not quite sure how yet. I'm still thinking about that. All right. But so now, well, let's see, can't quite bring it all together yet. So let's see. So what did we name our materials? We named them MI, Neon, Enviro A. So let us create a material instance with that name. Let's override this color. All right, there's that. And then we need another one with B. All right, now I can go back here and I should be able to just simply re-import these. Oh yeah, and okay, it's actually gonna be easier to just delete them and bring them in again because remember I changed the material's name. Okay, and then we want to switch this from create to search all assets and do not create material and do not import texture. There we go, and now they are matched up with those materials we just created. Except it doesn't look right. I might have not named this right. My Neon Enviro A. I spelled this wrong. Oh, it helps to check your spelling. In IRO. Third time's the charm. Reset. There we go. Okay. All right, and so now we've got those working, so we can play with these. Material settings. Looks like I forgot to expose the power settings on the Fresnel. There we go. Now we can play with that. Obviously this will take a lot of playing with to kind of get looking just right. But that's a decent start. And what I wanted to demonstrate was, since we have all of this being modified by this material parameter collection, I can open up the material parameter collection and change this value and basically blend it from between 0 and 1 and control the brightness of everything, as long as I keep everything running through that. So that is how we will turn off the lights in the environment. Alright. Too bad. So now let's bring some of these other things in. So, like our columns. Alright. I'm going to turn Combine back on and just start importing these things. Alright, there we go. These I need to move down so they actually fit properly. Alright, then re-import, and then snap back down. Alrighty. And so I don't have these, I have to import the blueprints that I use to maintain our snap system for McSpaceBiff, but it's the same basic idea. It'll all go something like this. I definitely think some kind of texture on this stuff will help too. Just because in VR with no texture, it's kind of hard to get a feel for like how far away things are. They don't feel solid. I think it'll be good to keep like your weapons and stuff this way, but to have a little more feel for the environment would probably not hurt. But like I said, I'm still kind of thinking about that. I don't want to have to do UVs everywhere. So I'll probably see if I can do some kind of triplanar mapping. But yeah, I think, this is a start. Definitely going to take some fiddling to get these numbers right. The next generation has arrived. The root universe is now. That's right. Yep. Yeah, it's... not gonna lie, it's pretty cool seeing this stuff again. So yeah, it's been a long time. And yeah, seeing the old, root shotgun and pistol again, and the shield. And now we got this stuff. Definitely gonna take a little bit of, thought to kind of rework some things and modernize some things, but yeah, I think this will be pretty cool, especially in VR. Well, that's some pretty good progress for today, I think. So yeah, definitely kind of just been hopping around, between character stuff and blueprint stuff and now environment stuff. It's a little, probably kind of hard to follow, but that's just kind of how it is at the beginning sometimes, I think. That's how it was with McSpaceBiff, because it's like you just got all these loose ends you need to pull together, and you just gotta there's just so much to do, You just gotta kind of start. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Anyway, yeah, any questions or anything you want to see from the next stream on Wednesday? Yeah, holistic. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, we're just kind of doing it all. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I figure, this is the kind of stuff that I always wanted to see when I was getting started. Just see somebody just sort of take off and just be working on something, just kind of, unedited. So if anybody else wants to see that or not, that's what we're doing. Alright, good to have you along for the ride. Sweet, yeah, well, I guess next time it'll be, I don't know, maybe more of the same, or maybe we'll be back to, maybe I'll be on to doing some real AI stuff with some more animations. Oh, actually, I don't think I ever showed you, but I got some basic AI hit reactions working. If you want, I can try to show that at the risk of crashing my computer in VR. Let's give it a try. If it doesn't work, then that'll just be the end of the stream. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. Alright. So, this is my little dev environment. Gonna fire up my headset. Wish me luck. Okay. Steam VR is running. Looks like everything is still running. Alright. Cool. Let's give this a try. Okay, super choppy, but it should smooth out. Alright. There. I think it's warming up though. Alright, I think we're good. Hopefully stream is still alive. Alright. So just gotta get my controllers. Alright, so I think you saw this not too long ago, before we had like the shaders. But yeah, so we've got our hands, and we have locomotion. So I can walk over here and get a weapon. And we've got some AI. I think you were there for setting that up. So let me go over here and... Okay, that hurt the frame rate, but I think we're good. Alright, here we go. So you'll see we've got hit reactions, and if you do enough damage, they stagger and die. That's working pretty well.